Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Laughs and Libations Podcast. I'm your girl, your host, comedian Shaquena. I'm waiting on my co-host, comedian Baldhead Phillips. But in the meantime and in between time, until Baldhead comes in, until I see my guest come in, I'm gonna talk to y'all until those two people show up, y'all. But let me tell y'all about my week and my weekend. Okay, all week long, I've been writing, rewriting, writing and rewriting. Um, we don't have any open mics for 2 more weeks, so I'm just trying to get my set together, try to put it in some type of order, which it don't never works out for me. But that's what I've been doing. Also, I've been straightening up my closet, trying to get some kind of organization about it. I also been looking through some sites that uh, have merch that you can just put your design on. So that's what I'm looking at. Or I just might go to Shopify to, do that. Um, Also, I've been just going through my old merch, trying to see what I can keep and what I can, throw away. So that's what I'm in the middle of doing because I got so many different designs, y'all. So I'm just trying my best to get it all together. Um, but y'all, I'm not gonna hold y'all for too long. I'm going to introduce y'all to the guest of the night. We have comedian, motivational speaker, content creator. We have actress and business owner Kdavis, y'all.
Hello.
What's up?
What's good?
Nothing much. Thank you so much for coming. I know you busy.
You're welcome. No problem.
I was trying to wait for Baldhead, but he might come in here. He might not. He probably be at Uptown somewhere. But again, yeah, that's where he might be at for real. I'm like, Lord, Baldhead, why? But anyway,
Have you talked to him today?
yeah, I talked to him today. He was at Atlanta Comedy Theater.
Oh,
That's where
okay,
he
yeah,
was
because
at.
I want to say Lavelle Crawford here tonight, I think.
What? Dang!
Yeah.
I wish I lived in Atlanta. I miss all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a whole
I
hour
was
and
gonna
30.
go up there, but I didn't.
Oh, you said nah, just stay at home.
Yeah, yesterday was a long day, so I was like, I don't even think I feel like leaving the house today.
I
No
don't
more.
blame you. And plus, it been raining all week long, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I ain't finna go nowhere in this rain. I supposed to went to an open mic, but thank God it got canceled. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Because I can't be going in no rain now. I can't be doing that.
Mm-mm.
Look, been in a wheelchair sitting in some wet clothes, that don't feel good. So it bumped that. But again, so I'm so glad you decided to come and play with me today. Tell the people about yourself. How did you get into comedy and what made you get into comedy?
I got into comedy, and what made me get into comedy is because, like, just going through life and going through a lot of things in life, I decided to turn my pain into purpose. And then also because I have a degree in broadcast communication and broadcasting,
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to do. I've interned at a radio station before and a news station, and I love radio, and I really enjoyed doing news, but I felt like news was too sophisticated. So it's like I wanted then I want to go into acting. So I remember I spoke with Regina King at an event, and she gave me the
Uh-huh.
advice, and she was like, if you try to do news, like use your broadcasting degree and doing acting, as far as using broadcasting to be a news reporter or something, she said
Uh-huh.
they're gonna typecast me. So any movies and stuff that I get in, I'll be typecast. So that led me to doing, I was like, okay, if my ultimate goal is to get on TV, I think I
Mhm.
should do the comedy route. And then while being a comedian, I can, do radio, whether that's doing an interview or actually working at a radio station. And I can
Right.
be an actress and be free, by being a comedian. And I can be myself. So I don't have to always be
Oh,
serious all the time.
that's so true. Now,
Mhm.
broadcasting, how long do you have to go to school for broadcasting? Because I wanted to get into radio a little bit, but I didn't know what you had to do just to get into radio. What kind of classes or courses you have to take in order to do broadcasting?
So I went to like a university. So it took me I have a 4-year degree. So
Okay.
I'm assuming, I don't want to give out false knowledge, but I'm assuming maybe 4 years to get the degree. I'm not sure if they offer it 2 years, but I know 4 years.
Okay.
And I took courses. You had to take like media courses, like mass communication. You do have to take Spanish and stuff like that. But after you finish like college, I mean, it's cool to know other languages, but I don't have to. By me not knowing Spanish, that's not going to hinder me from a
Right.
job, but it does help if you know multiple languages and bilingual.
Right. Because I took Spanish in high school. If you ask me anything now, I'm like, I don't remember none of it.
Yeah, I was making all A's in high school in Spanish, but college I took it online and I cheated, and I don't even cheat, but that stuff stressed me out. Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
She said
and
she
the school
cheated.
teachers on you. Yes, I took it online on purpose, and I had my homegirl computer, and I was googling all the answers and just plugging it in because I couldn't take it by being in the class. I would have felt it.
Wait a minute. I don't blame you. I don't blame because I would have did the exact same thing. People that they never took a foreign language don't realize
Hmm.
how hard that shit is. Like
Hmm.
you got to know how to even write, speak, and read in that language. Because if you don't, you shit out of luck.
I'm telling you, and I don't speak Espanol, so I had to cheat on it and pass it. And I passed, I think, with a B or A.
Well, at least you passed. That's the
Hmm.
most important thing. Cause I'm like, ain't no way. I barely passed Spanish in high school. I don't know how I would have. If I had to take it in college, I wouldn't have passed.
Right, and then, but the good thing about it, I took it in the summer, so it went by fast.
Okay,
But I think
okay.
like 4 weeks of. Hmm.
Shoot, that ain't bad. Let me see. What's your worst bombing experience you've ever had?
My
Or your
worst
first?
bombing.
Worst or first?
Okay, worst. Well, I ain't had too many, so but I might have had maybe. I don't even know if I had two. Well, I just say even if the first was the worst. Let me see. Let me see. I can't remember where I was, but it was just like it just seemed like it almost like I was just on stage talking to myself, and I didn't know if the people. I had a few people come up to me afterwards and told me I did a good job, but during the performance, it definitely
Uh-huh.
gave bomb because they wasn't laughing. I guess like I was anticipating them to laugh, so I felt like I
Mm-hmm.
bombed.
Right.
And but even though a few on time I did good, yeah, it was just terrible. I didn't like it. I just I still stayed at the comedy club, but I just wanted to be by myself because I was just like, what, like you know,
I
yeah,
cried. I cried my first time, and that was my first time on stage. I
for
bombed,
real.
girl. That was my first time on stage, my second time telling jokes, and I bombed. I couldn't get nobody to laugh at me at all. I was like, I quit. I almost cried. Girl, I wanted to go home.
Dang.
I wanted to go home so damn bad. I said, "Get me up out of here!" And I was in Atlanta, Georgia, at KOD. I tell anybody, I was at KOD when I bombed.
Dang. How long ago was that? How long you been doing comedy?
I started comedy in 2021,
Okay, few
and
years
that
ago.
and that happened in 2022 in front,
Dang.
in front of Odell. I said, "Wow."
Ah, yeah, OD.
Oh, girl, he took one of my jokes and turned it on me. I said, "I'm ready to go home." It was funny,
Dang.
but I was ready to go home. I said, "If this man cracked one more joke, I'm gonna have to fight him with one of these women titties around here if he don't leave me alone.
I'm
Oh,
ready to go
crazy
home.
self. But he told me I need you to get back on stage. I said, oh damn, I done been back on stage since that bomb happened. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
stopped. You just ain't seen me nowhere around. But I've been getting on stage. But I done got better because a lot of people don't think that when you bomb, that bomb don't teach you a lesson. That
Right.
bomb
You can always bounce back from it.
if you don't, you ain't learned from it if you don't bounce
Right.
back.
You
And
can always grow.
exactly. And a lot of people feel like, okay, I done bombed. I need to quit. No, don't quit. Just keep going. Because if you don't
Mm-hmm.
keep going, you just don't know how far you could go. But that bomb will teach you a huge lesson to be prepared. And I was not prepared. Plus, I was drunk.
Oh yeah, that'd be the worst.
I was like, oh my God, why did I get drunk? And I had one long island iced tea, and I ain't even drank all of it. So
Dang.
it don't take,
I
it
ain't
didn't,
gonna lie. After I would have bombed, I would have finished it. Just to...
girl, I ain't want to finish that. I was so doggone mad. I let, cause the guy that I was there with, Armani Jones, I said, here, you
Mhm.
can have this on.
Oh yeah, money. I saw her money yesterday.
Man, I'm like, I don't want this. You can have it. Oh, I'm mad. I don't want this.
Um,
I might throw it at somebody. Shoot. How do you feel? Okay, do you feel crowd control is important in comedy? And for those that don't know what crowd control is, what is crowd control, and do you believe it's an important part of comedy?
um. Wait, are you saying like for me to control the crowd or crowd
Yeah,
control? Okay, yeah, I think it's important because like as a comedian, although yeah we're the talent on the stage, but yes, crowd control is important because you don't want people like yelling out and heckling and stuff while you're
right,
on stage. Now if
right.
you're bombing, that's one thing, but if they just talking and you ripping and you being funny but they just being overly loud and stuff, yes, you need to have control, be able to control the crowd. And then if you can't control the crowd, some people give up and let the crowd control them and trick them out of their stage time because they'll throw the mic in early because they feel like they can't do nothing with the crowd. You got to know, be able to navigate them and get them back on your side if they start getting loud or all over the place.
And aggressive, yeah. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if now, how would you motivate somebody or teach somebody how to laugh their way or joke their way out of a bomb situation? Like if somebody that you're mentoring, you see them bombing, how would you teach them to work their way through that bomb, or do you just let them figure out how to get through that bomb and get out of that situation?
I'll say one of two things. Either do crowd work and find somebody in the crowd to say something to joke on, but
Mhm.
don't joke on them in a way that it will humiliate them. It will be a way to kind of be on their side. Like for you,
Mhm.
if someone was in the crowd that was in a wheelchair, I wouldn't say stuff to make y'all feel bad. It would
Right.
be almost like in a way to be on my side. Like I need, actually me and you will become best friends so I can get VIP parking and stuff like that. I wouldn't I wouldn't say it to like intimidate you or tear you down. So there's one thing
Right.
to try to get you out of a bond, joke on the crowd, but also do it in a friendly way so they can get on your side and to just maybe start asking questions to get them involved in what you're saying. And then once you've gained their attention back, then you can continue to work on your jokes. Or try to switch up your jokes. Take out the jokes that you've been doing out your set that you kind of know that it's a little or
And
whatever, and just do the other jokes to kind of pull them back in, the
okay,
questions, or flip it around. If it's usually you just making a statement on it, I'll ask a question.
okay.
I like dark niggas with pretty teeth. And I turn around, hey, what my dark skinned man that with the pretty teeth in here? Like I'll flip it so they can start engaging.
Right. Because
Mhm.
sometimes people don't know how to get out of that bomb and they get so mad that they just throw it disrespecting the
Y-
crowd. I'm like, that's
Yes, and
what you
attacking
want.
them. Yep, and attacking the crowd.
Exactly. That ain't what you want because you want them folks to come back to see you. You don't want them to talk bad about you because comedy is word of mouth. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't want the people to be out here in the street saying, "Oh, Kdavis ain't funny. She just disrespect everybody." Y'all go see. You don't want that. You want people to
Mm-hmm.
say, "Okay, come back to see Kdavis. Come back to see Shaquana." Because if it takes just that one person to say, she wasn't funny. She mean. Don't go see her. And you got to start from Jump Street.
Mm-hmm.
And and I've seen people get mad on stage and be want to cuss the dog. I'm like, you can't do that. You might the fuck up. Shoot.
Yep, or say a joke or two on them, and then keep it moving, and like just keep it moving with your set to try to revive it and come back up from drowning.
Right. So when is roasting appropriate when it comes to being on that stage? When do you have you ever had to use your roasting skills while on stage on somebody that's in the
Yes,
you said,
all
yeah.
the time.
Oh
Not really. Well, I take that back. Not all the time, but several of times. Yes, because you had this one guy. I don't know if he was all the way drunk or what, but he was just extremely loud and being disruptive. And the crazy thing about it, he was doing it to every comedian before me, and it was still a comedian after me. So it was just everybody that got up there, and I just decided I was like, look, I can't. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the time because I'm just like either could you kind of like lower your tone or just stop being disruptive or the show gonna be about you. So I'm actually good at roasting. So I just roasted him and it turned the show to him. And when I tell you everybody laughed, I mean it got to the point that he left out of there because yes. But I was like, I asked him, I ain't just jumped down his throat and started roasting him. I asked him first, like gave him an opportunity, could he kind of like tone it down because you would make me lose my train of thought if you talking the whole time and then other people can't hear it, they getting irritated and frustrated because they trying to enjoy the show. So yes, I definitely had to use my roasting skill plenty of times while being on the stage.
because I mean, people don't realize this is our job. Like, we don't come on your job and sit up there and distract the hell out you. So why would you come on our job and distract us? And then when we get frustrated with you after we done told you one or two times, hey, tone it down, have fun, and you keep going. And then once you get roasted, you want to sit there with your lip poked all out. You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have, hey, you should have
Should
got
have
quiet
been
the first time.
exactly. They
But
wait
that,
until people they wait until people have to keep asking them. It's like when you lay back, they don't appreciate you. Then when you raise the hell up, now they thinking that you crazy and mean when you getting on to them about that.
exactly. And then they want to give you a bad name again out here in these streets. Like she
Hmm.
mean, don't go see her. But
And
people
then
gonna be
it
like,
may
well,
and
what,
then it's
what, what
like
is it?
I get tired of them always thinking just because we comedians that we don't have emotions, feelings, morals, standards, or anything. I always just be, oh, I thought you was a comedian. You supposed to be able to handle it. Oh, I thought you was a comedian. You supposed to be able to take a joke. No, it's not all the way the case.
Right? Because it's a human being up here on this stage holding this mic. So
Exactly.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of people that come see these shows, they don't realize that they think that we supposed to just be able to put that hat on and fuck our feelings and how we feel and what we think and just sit there and take the abuse of
Mm-hmm.
them. And that's not how that's supposed to go. You're supposed to enjoy what I'm giving you to help you, forget what's going on in your world.
Mm-hmm.
They forget that. And they just want to just put their feelings and thoughts onto us and for us to be able to carry that. No, you came in here, you paid your money. So sit down, be quiet, and enjoy the show.
George, right.
But some folks don't believe that though.
And like they come there just to try to distract the comedian. Some people actually do that. I feel like they buy tickets just to come and be disruptive.
And I believe that because I know I seen one time a guy came into I forgot what show it was I was doing. I don't know if it was I can't remember, but this guy bought a ticket just to be destructive. I'm like, why?
Exactly.
I'm like, come
Could
on.
have stayed at home for all that.
And I'm glad I wasn't the one on stage. Cause girl, look at here. I would have been like, see ya. I'm going home. I'm not finna. I'm not finna do that. That's no. So okay, how would you tell a new comic or mentor a new comic to be able to uh deal with hecklers on stage? Like how did you deal with hecklers on stage, or have you had somebody heckle you yet? And how would you teach them, a new comedian, how to deal with that heckler?
Yes, I've had a heckler before, and I tell a new comedian how to heckle comedian. Well, see me, I know how to like roast and
Uh-huh.
people in the crowd. So that's what I do, and then they eventually stop. Or I would say something like, security, can you get them up out of here? Or I tell a new comedian, so they don't mess up their chance and they just getting their foot in the door by doing open mic and stuff. I'll say, ask the security to get them out of there. But if the security don't do nothing about it, like, to be honest with you, then I
Right.
will just wrap up my set and just get off and just let them have it so it won't cause no too much chaos.
Right. And cause you another opportunity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of
And that
time,
part.
because a lot of time these people that come to these comedy shows, they know if they, disrupt you or they get into your head, they know that they can mess with you and mess up another opportunity for you. And I think that's why a lot of them do come to these comedy shows, just to mess up your opportunity, especially other comedians that ain't doing as good as you are. A lot of these
Mm-hmm.
comedians, they do come in and they, especially when they sit front row and look at you just like this.
Mm-hmm.
Why sit front row and do that? Like, why would you do that? That makes no sense to me. Like, just
Exactly.
sit home and be miserable.
Yep, or come there and then someone be coming there recording and stuff, or they come there and I don't like either when comedians come there, other comedians come and they think that we think other comedians that on the stage is doing they set to make them laugh. I ain't trying to make other comedians laugh. I'm trying to make audience, non-comedians laugh. That's who I'm doing. If the other comedians laugh at me and they reap the benefits of laughter and it helps them feel better in their world, then that's cool beans. But
Right.
I'm not. My goal isn't to make other comedians laugh, cause we doing the same job. My goal is to help other people in the audience and relieve them. And my job as a comedian is to be more of like a therapist for them, so they can leave out of there better than they came.
Exactly. So they can go to work that next day. So how long have you been doing comedy?
I actually I tried it one time in 2018, but I
Mhm.
took it serious starting in 2019. And shout out to Henry Welch, because he didn't want the when Henry Welch put the mic in my hand, that's when the day it started that I started taking it serious and looking forward to like being on a comedy journey. Other than that, nothing else before that touched me to want to do comedy. But when Henry put the mic in my hand in 2019, that's what did it.
Okay, now what's been the hardest part for you in comedy? What has made Kay say, "Ooh, do I want to keep doing this, or should I keep doing this?" What has been that hardest one thing, or more than one thing that has made you, you know,
A couple of mishaps that I've had is more of like trying to, because of course everybody' goal is to be full time,
right,
but sometimes it would be either to book certain shows or try to find like a team to
mhm,
help out. And
right,
it becomes a struggle trying to balance personal life and pursuing a career. And sometimes it would be like when I have to do other jobs or do other work, and
mhm,
then it pulls away from focusing on comedy. So then I get it will have has been times that I question, like, yeah, am I supposed to be doing this? And do should I continue? And then also, well, that's the main parts of it that have me wondering if I should do it, and like some of the little mishaps on the journey. But
right,
something else that I struggle with is it's crazy because like a lot of folks when they see me dressed up and stuff and they look at me, they don't think that I've gone through the stuff that I talk about, because I usually like talking about my life. And then at
right,
one point I started rethinking, should I talk about other stuff? But I'm like, okay, you got Kevin Hart talk about his life, you got
right,
other people talk about their life. What's wrong with me talking about mine? And that's what sets me apart, because I don't talk about sex on stage. So I talk about my life because my goal isn't for money income, and my goal is to heal people, because I know the things that I've gone through is other people have gone through the same thing. So I want somebody to walk up to me me or feel better than they did when they came out, to tell me that, oh, I've been through this or whatever like that. Like confirm that, oh, what you said, I went through the same thing and that helped me. That's my goal. So it's like I struggle with that by telling my story on there, because sometimes people believe it and sometimes they don't, because they be looking at like, nah, you didn't go through that. You didn't. So I be trying to navigate and find ways on how I can say the joke to make it believable, even though
right,
it's the truth.
right. Because they're just like with me. A lot of people see me in a wheelchair and they be like, well, what the hell is she gonna talk about? What can she say to us that we can relate to and make us laugh? So once I open my mouth, they be like, well, damn, for real? Like people, like a lot of people look at me and like, she don't have sex, she's never had a boyfriend, she don't know this, she don't know that. But once I open my mouth and I sit here and I speak, they be like, oh shit. And I can look at them in their face and they be looking at me like, well, what is she gonna say to us that's gonna make us get on her side? And I've
Right.
had to struggle with that. So I was like, okay, let me talk about myself and my life. And that's what Baldhead and a lot of other comedians telling me, don't worry about no current events. Everybody doing that. Don't do that. Talk about your life, what you've been through, what you're going through, what you got going on tomorrow, whatever. Just as long as it's about you, you can never go wrong because you're always living. You're always doing something, and
Mm-hmm.
something always happening to you. Cause man, but
Yeah, so that's why I stopped caring. Because at first
uh,
I was like, and then because it then too, it be like I be getting booked and stuff too though. But I'm just saying, it's sometimes I be wondering, like, dang, do they not like when people talk about their life? And it ain't just all about my life. I talk about other stuff too, like things that's happening in real life stuff. But
but
it makes me wonder, like, dang, do y'all like people talking about their life or do they not? Because it
right,
seemed like I could talk about my life. Y'all don't look at it. I mean, y'all ignore it because I actually don't look like what I've been through. But then another person can talk about their life and just, sad to say, but they kind of look like what they've been through. And it's like they believe them more.
right. Like you said, cause they look like what they've been through, and I'm like, do I have to look rugged and worn out for y'all to believe me? Like,
Exactly.
I don't get it. Now you just spoke about you dress, you be dressed up on stage. What do your style come from when you get, when you get on this stage? What makes you say, I want to wear this today on stage, or I want to wear that. I want to portray this today. I want to portray that. Where do that come from, and what's your style when you're getting dressed?
All of my styles really like come from myself because I just always like to dress up. And actually, shout out to one of the managers at Uptown Comedy Corner, Quick. I used to wear like shorts and sneakers and stuff, and Jordans and Nikes and stuff with cute T-shirts and stuff. And he told me one day, he said, "You need to treat comedy like a job." And he reminded me of how Kings of Comedy was and Queens of Comedy and stuff like that. And he was just like, if you treat it like a job, would you wear that to work what you got on? And he was like, and he specifically pulled me to the side and said, I would need to see you start dressing up. And when he did that, that was life changing for me because now I don't even like going to the comedy club unless I got on dress, unless I'm dressed up. And if I do go and I got on dressed down clothes, I never want a pair of sweats or nothing to a comedy show. If
Right,
the much as I do is a cute pants, like a nice pants with like a jacket that match, but it's
mhm,
not, it don't look like no active wear. It looks like chill wear, but it still can go for semi dressy. But
right,
I don't really like performing, to be real. I've done it before in sneakers, but I don't really even like getting on the stage when I have sneakers on. And the only how I do that is if I go dressed down and somebody asks if I want to go up and I say I'm chilling, they just be like, "No, go ahead and go up." Then I'll do it like that. But when I'm getting
right,
dressed and stuff, the style came from me. I like to wear blazers and like nice button down shirts and stuff, and of course dressy pants, and I like to wear different heels and stuff because
right,
and when I dress up, I feel better, and when I feel better, I feel like I do better by performing.
right. Cause I went through your Instagram because I've been following you for a minute and you've been following me for a minute, and I've been going through. I said, "Golly, I got to step my game up because a lot of the stuff that you have on, I'm like, I want that. Oh, I want that." I'm like, dang, and you look so beautiful when you go on stage. I'm like, from
Mm.
head to toe. And I'm like, that's how it's supposed to be done. Like right there. Because I was on live with Ali Sadiq when he first found out that I was into comedy. So I was on live with him. And he asked me, because I was on there with another female comedian. He said, Shaquana, when you go on stage, how do you dress? I said, comfortable, but I dress like I'm going, like you just said, on somebody's job.
Mm-hmm.
Cause if I'm gonna show cleavage just a little bit, I cover my legs up. But if I want to show my legs, I cover my top up because I have to be comfortable. And then at the same time, he also said, Shaquana, you got to realize women are the ones that come to these comedy shows. Not a lot of men come to comedy shows, and when they do, they come with their girlfriend or their
Yeah.
wives.
Quick
So when
songs.
you get dressed, you gotta think about that. What woman in that audience want to see all your goodies, and she got her man sitting next to her? Cause she might want to fight you because she think you're trying to take a man.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go through my wardrobe and be like, okay, I can't wear this, I can't wear that. Maybe I could wear this with this and cover this and that up. So
Mm.
that's what I do. I have to dress comfortable. Then I have to make sure that cause I'm sitting down all the time. So whatever I put on, I'm trying to make sure can't nobody see between my legs and take people taking pictures and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That will be embarrassing. Now, I want to ask you, like, when you, in your opinion, do you feel like when people record you on stage, do you feel like that's stealing your jokes? Because that's how I feel it's stealing your jokes. But how do you feel when people record you on stage without your permission?
Yes, especially I like how you said without my permission. Now they have my permission, that's cool. But yes,
Mhm.
I feel like they be stealing jokes, and the people that are not comedians and they're audience members and the fans or whatever, and they record. I don't like that because first of all, if you going live, why would you go live and the people back whenever should have came to the show? And if they can't, then that's cool. But I don't like when people go live and they post a part of my set that how you know I want that part posted. I like to know what part of the set that you're posting before you post me online, because
Right.
I could be working out jokes or them just jokes I don't want everybody to like hear it. I wanted to stay right in that space because like I said, I could be working on the joke to build that joke. And now if you don't want to post the joke before I can even post it myself, now you build and you gaining what traction off my content, because you know folks monetize the stuff now. Like don't sit up and record the whole show. Record 2 or 3 minutes and get on. Like, why is you recording the whole show? What are your intentions with the material? And then a lot of folks, they'll sit up and record you, won't tag you in it, won't get your Instagram, won't follow you enough. So it make you wonder, what are you doing with the recording? Like, who sent you in here to do that?
Right. And then you find out later on somebody that made money off of your stuff, or they done went somewhere and then took your jokes and telling them all over the world. And you
Mm-hmm.
like, what? And then I wish it was a way, and I know it would never, I ain't gonna say never. I'm hoping that one day it'll be a way if another comedian or up and coming comedian steal jokes. It should be a way for us to go to some kind of court to make that comedian stop telling jokes. But I feel like in the meantime and in between times, start back slapping folks, stealing your doggone jokes, and
I'm
maybe they'll
telling
quit.
you.
Cause man, people steal, and they would take your joke and go from here, yon, and there. And then
Yo.
once you find out that they done went to 10 different cities, they want to bring your joke back. I'm like, well, damn, pay me for my joke since you done put it all over the world. Like,
Exactly, and then when it come out, it make it look like you stole it from them because they got more followers and
yes,
got more gigs and stuff. It makes it look like that they stole your stuff, but the whole time, I mean, you stole their stuff, but the whole time they stole it from you first.
exactly, cause you ain't put it on TV or you ain't put it on social media first. And
Mm-hmm.
that be the sad part. Now, do you think that comedy clubs should not allow cameras in the clubs? Because I know some comedians that do their own things, they don't allow people to know the audience to record their people on stage. Like if I'm doing a show and I got you and whoever else, and I tell the audience, hey, come and enjoy the show, but don't put out your cameras. Do you feel like it's the promoter's responsibility or the club's responsibility to tell the audience not to record?
I would say it should be both of their responsibility because the club should allow the DJ to make an announcement,
Mm-hmm.
about recording because the promoters can also say not to make an announcement because I mean, honestly, I probably would. All right, if the promoter put the tickets online, if there's like a little
Mm-hmm.
space to add that, they should say no recording somewhere on there. Or if they make a flyer, they should have a little note that say no recording. But also, when you go to the club, the club like the DJ should reiterate, hey, no recording of the show. And then
Right,
yeah, unless they get permission. And then if you still see somebody recording after you make that announcement, then more than likely you will know that they have permission from the headliner or the person that's performing. You know they'll have their permission to do so. But I definitely
right.
don't agree with all that recording because there's nobody that wants you sitting up there on live recording their entire show while you edit the show. You can't even focus and pay attention to the show because they got your phone up the whole time recording.
Exactly. And sometimes they ain't even on live. They're just got on their camera
Camera.
and they
Cause
just
like
got it
what's the
set
purpose?
up. So I've never done that. Like and even before I got into comedy, I knew not to do that. Like you stealing people's property that they've worked hard on. And I'm like, y'all, if y'all knew how hard it is to come up with just one joke and perfect that joke, and then somebody go and record it and put it on social media, you're taking money out of that comedian's pocket for them to
Mm-hmm.
make that living, especially if you got a 30-year comic and they've been doing one particular joke for 20 some years and you steal it. That's crazy to me. Like I've never understood the fascination with stealing people's jokes and then thinking that they can just get away with it for years to come. Because it's like comedians that don't want to fight back for their jokes. They just let it go. They be like, well, I can write something else. That's true, but that ain't the point. Don't allow nobody to steal from you because you're never gonna be able to get that joke back, no matter how hard you try. But
I'm
people
telling you,
don't.
and I can't stand it. Like, please do not like steal my jokes. Cause then it makes me even more mad because it's personal to me. Cause I
Right,
wrote that joke. Like, if it's something about my life and stuff, quit trying to steal my joke and tell my story. Can't nobody tell my story but me. So it looks weird when comedians do that.
right. Cause it just and it's heartbreaking. It makes you be like, well, shit. Should I keep doing this? Like, So do you think comedy can be taught? Why or why not?
I have a 50-50 response to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no. Yeah, yes, I think it can be taught because it ain't really a lot of rules, but there are some like stipulations with it, like, for example, if you go, they teach us to, when you get on stage, move the mic stand behind you when you get up there. Don't just keep it in front of you the whole time. Like, put it behind you somewhere over in the corner. Stuff
Right.
like that can be taught. But then the way you deliver and stuff, I feel like that's a personality thing because you might get up there and I mean you might get up there and in your set you might sing or you might
Right.
deliver your set one type of way. I might get up there and do this, then a dude might get up there and do a cartwheel. So I feel like yes, it can be taught in certain on certain levels about like the basics of it. But as far
Mm.
as just being a comedian, I think that's something that's learned by each individual.
Okay. That's a great 50-50 right there. Cause
Yeah,
I never thought.
because I ain't mean to cut you off. I ain't mean to cut you off, but it's like I feel like because at the end of the day, sometimes like other comedians will tell you what work, but
Uh-huh.
how can you tell me what worked best for me when some on they be having all the answers, but you might be getting booked more than them, but yet they try to tell you all about your set. So that's the reason why I said each individual is like learning, like is teaching themselves. Cause I might do it this way, you might do it that way. And then we growing and learning every time. Like one day I might go up there and I don't do this, but just for example, I might sit down.
Mm-hmm.
The next time I might stand up.
Right.
But is it right or wrong? I know it's stand up comedy, but some people sit down to demonstrate stuff.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, is it a right or wrong thing for somebody to stand up or sit down? So
Right.
that's why I said it ain't really just, it can be, that's why I said some of it, my personal opinion, some of it can
Mm-hmm.
be taught and some of it not.
Right. Okay. That's a great take because I asked this question just to see what people, think. Because I feel like you said, it's 50-50. Some of it can be taught, and then some of it you just gonna have to just get experience with it. Because just like with me, I had to learn how to hold a mic correctly and project my voice. I had to learn how to do all of that.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, cause I was like this the whole time when I was doing comedy with Teddy. I said,
Funny.
shoot.
And then another reason why I say my point on that is because some people, they'll say they'll be like, oh, if you ask too many questions, then it's like it's wrong. But
Right,
I know some comedians, some veterans, they ask a lot of questions and they funny as hell every time. So what I'm saying is it wrong that they ask the questions or what? Cause everybody's style is unique
right.
to them.
You right that. Cause I mean, I have a couple of mentors that I know I can go to and be like, hey, can you help me with this? Or I got a question about that. Like Baldhead, I can go to Baldhead and ask that man anything under the sun. And it might be a dumbass question. He gonna answer that that dumbass question. And it's gonna make sense. He got cornered. I can't believe you just asked me that for real. I'm gonna answer it, but I'm just letting you know it's a dumbass question. I'm gonna answer it now. But Baldhead, he's one of my mentors. So speaking of mentors, do you think it's important for a comedian to have somebody to guide them, like in their first 3 years of comedy? Do you think it's important or not? Or do they just should learn as they go?
Yes, I think it is important, but I won't just say that. I feel like it's a factor that will make or break them, but it does help. Meaning that if they don't have a mentor, it don't make them no less than the ones that have it. But having a mentor can help you out and help you get to a certain level and grow faster than the people that don't have one. So, but in
Right.
my humble opinion, yes, it's important. And I think it's important. And then let me see. I kind of have mentors, but not kind of not because like I said, I don't talk to them every day. I'm gonna say this: I have ones like veterans and stuff like that, and OGs that I can call if I need advice about a joke or a set or any information. So yes, I do have that.
Right. I have that as well. Cause for me, I need that. I need somebody to be like, little sister, do it like this. No, not do it like this, but try it like this and
Mm-hmm.
see if it works. If it don't work, go back to doing it the way you're doing it, and we'll perfect the way that you're doing it to make it a little bit more polished. And
Right.
that feedback that I get, and it's constructive. It's not malicious. It's not being mean. So those the kind of mentors that I have.
Mm-hmm.
She done broke out, y'all. She'll be back. She going in and out. Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
She done moved to a spot. Let's see. Having trouble connecting. This is often caused by unstable internet connection.
Well, I
I
can
don't
hear
know if
you
it's
good.
my stuff or her stuff. Let's see. Let's see if it's hers or mine. Let's see. She'll be back. Let's see if it's her connection or if it's my connection. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Come on. Come on back. Let's see. Let's see. I can't even see you.
Let's see. Hello.
Okay, we back.
I swiped it over. I swiped mine over and swiped it back. 'Cause I was like, I heard you the whole time. I was on the screen. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, I couldn't see your whole thing just went black on me. Okay,
Dang.
so what is a comedian that inspired you to actually become a comedian?
A comedian that inspired me to actually become a comedian. Monique, because I loved watching her even when she was on the Parker and stuff.
Right.
Let me see. I love Monique. I love Cat Williams, Mike Epps,
Ooh,
and my favorite, rest in peace to the GOAT, Bernie Mac. So yes,
okay.
they all inspired me because growing up we used to watch them on TV, and also they became my favorite just from seeing them on television and stuff as well.
Right.
So yeah, and I was like the class clown and stuff. So I was just like, might as well
Right.
get it comedy.
So okay, now I saw somewhere, when I introduce you, it says that you are a motivational speaker. How did you get into that, and how do that play a part in your comedy?
Um, Let me see. I got into motivational speaking because actually, excuse me, actually, I wanted to do motivational speaking before comedy, but
Okay.
I got into it because, like I said, the things that I've gone through in life, I was just like, okay, I don't just go through stuff in life for myself. So I can relate
Right.
on the things I've gone through when I can talk about it and help other people navigate through the similar transgressions and things that they've gone through in their life as well, and the
Right.
traumas and
Oh,
stuff. So it's like if I talk about it, I can motivate them to overcome it and how to overcome it.
okay.
And
That's
how does it relate? And it relates to my comedy because, like I said, when I be on stage, I talk about my life and I turn my pain into art. So the motivational side of it be like the real deal. And of course, comedy, I have to tweak it a little bit to make it funny, but they definitely go hand in hand.
right. It sure do, cause I I I do my little stuff I do on social media with, my disability chronicles, but I also try to make it funny at the same time because, like I tell people, yeah, I'm in the disabled handicap community, but what I would never do is make fun of my community. I will make fun of the stuff that we do because a lot of stuff that we do is funny as hell, especially some of
Mm-hmm.
us that was in special ed. Me,
You're so funny.
I'm just saying I was in special ed, so I'm remembering some of the shit that happened in special ed, and I can talk about it without actually making fun of anybody, cause it's people don't realize it's a difference between laughing at something that's funny and making fun of, and I would
Mm-hmm.
never make fun of, cause I got that community on my back, so I can't do that. That
So
to me is a
you've been in the wheelchair all your life, or just a certain period of your life?
whole life. I've
Oh,
been
I
in
didn't
this
know
chair
that.
my whole life. Yes, ma'am. I've been in this chair my whole life. So I can sit here and tell you all the times I done feel like this bad boy head first, then got a concussion. Shoot.
Dang.
Been dumped out this chair a couple of times by some bullies. So I can talk about all that and make it funny. I just have to,
Write it
go
out.
go through the pain of writing it out, and then if I can't make it funny, hey, Baldhead, look, I got this joke. Make it funny for me or help me figure this out. Cause I sometimes I can sit here and I can write out the pain and write out what happened, but I can't figure out how to make it funny sometimes. Now sometimes I can, but when I get stuck, I probably call Baldhead or I call Gray to somebody and be like, hey, I got this joke. Can you look at it and tell me where I can go with it? And
Mm-hmm.
comes out, whew, okay, thank you. I appreciate you. Cause sometimes it's hard to write these jokes. You be trying to, and then people don't realize you can't push yourself to write a joke. Cause if you push yourself to write a joke, it's not gonna come out how you want
The
it to
way
come
you
out.
think.
It ain't gonna be funny. Cause you trying too hard. You trying to put that pressure on yourself to make that joke funny. And that's what I tried to do in the beginning. I tried to put pressure on myself to write, and I couldn't write. And I had to say, well, Shaquana, just have fun with it and think about some funny stuff that you done or some funny stuff that done happened to you. and it'll come out funny. And if it
Mm-hmm.
don't, you can fix it at an open mic. That's what open mics are for. You can fix that joke. So, but yeah, I've been in this chair my whole life, and I had a comedian that was in the wheelchair, Jay Wills. He told me I could do this because he was in the wheelchair, and he went through my whole YouTube channel. He said, "Girl, if you don't get your ass on stage and tell some of this shit,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get out this chair. I'm gonna fight you." I said, "Well, damn, wheelchair on wheelchair, yeah, all right."
That's funny as heck.
And before he got to see me do comedy, he passed. So
Dang.
I carried that man with me as well because he motivated me to want to do this because I've always wanted to do this, but I was kind of scared. I got stage fright. I got stage fright. So when I go on that stage, I'm just like this, rocking. Before I go on stage, I mean, I'm rocking. I used to drink. So I used to drink before I even go on that stage. I said, I can't do this no more.
Help with the anxiety.
Man, cause my stage fright, I be just Jerry as hell. But what do you what do you think comedy has hindered or helped your personal life?
I feel that comedy has helped my personal life because even though, because as I like stand on stage to heal other people, I'm actually healing myself to be able to talk about the stuff that I've gone through. So it helps me, and like the financial part when I'm actually getting paid, when I'm booked. So
Mm,
it helps. It does help, and yeah, it actually it helped my life because it opened up other opportunities and doors for
right.
me.
Okay.
Hmm.
So what financial advice could you give a up and coming comedian? Like what's one piece or a couple pieces of advice when they get that semi big check? What would you tell them to do with that money if they are a new comic?
I'll say put the money up and like wisely and invest in yourself, meaning like use that money to get you some merch out, get your logo out, get an EPK. So it could be, the money can come back. Because if you use that money to buy shirts and stuff and get your merch and logo, you can make that money back when you take that merch to the different other places to sell. And also, just be wise with it because company has its ups and downs. Not always. Some people are fortunate enough when they get in there for the first year or two, they start getting paid and it be good money because it just happens like that for some people, and some people it don't. It take years to get paid. So when you do get the money, like just be strategic about it, so
Right,
you won't squander it. Like just use it to invest in yourself and invest
right,
back into your career. Like use it maybe to pay for a flight to travel to the next city so you can network.
right. Cause a lot of people do squander their money. As soon as they get that big piece of change, they be like, okay, I want to go buy this, I want to go buy that,
Mhm.
instead of putting it into a business account and using that for, like you said, the next flight or the next show to prepare themselves for the next show. They're not thinking like that. They like, I just got all this money, let me go blow it, and not realizing you got life to deal with later on after you done spent that big check. You ain't
Mhm.
got nothing to show for it.
Right.
So, name your three favorite cities and states. Well, three cities and comedy clubs to do comedy in.
To do comedy in. My favorite three places was before they closed it down was
Mm,
Chuckles Comedy House in Memphis, Tennessee. That was one of my favorite places. My other favorite place was I actually like to do comedy at Atlanta Comedy Theater here in Atlanta,
mm.
North Cross, Georgia.
Well,
And then I
Lord,
also had a great time at Punchline Philly out there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So those were my top three places that I really had a great time performing at, and the
okay,
audience received me well. Hmm.
okay. Now I'm gonna check them out one of these days. Now, what's one comedy club that you've been to and you said I'm never coming back?
Comedy Chuckle House in Jackson, Mississippi. I think they closed closed that one down too. I just did not like that one. It something was about it. I didn't like it. I mean the people laughed and stuff, but it
Right.
was the energy in that specific comedy club I didn't like. Oh, also have a question. How many more questions do you have? Just only because I do have to get on a call at 9, but after I get
Okay.
off the call, I'll be back available. But I was just remembering that I was like my alarm about to go off in like 5 more minutes because I had
Okay.
to get on jump on the call. Hmm.
Okay. I just got one more for you. Okay.
Okay.
This is the libations part of the show. Now, do you drink or do you smoke?
I don't smoke, but yes, I drink. I drink occasionally and socially.
Okay. Now, tell me a story of a time when you got drunk before a show or after a show. Just a quick funny story.
One time I got drunk before a show, and it seemed like two occasions. One time I think I was talking real fast, and it's like I was going through my set, and I wasn't paying attention. And another time was that I got into an argument with the audience members because not only had I been drinking, they were being disruptive and start like threatening me. So while I had been drinking, it activated the violence even more. So it made me like, yeah, it made me get on the same type of time that they was. So yeah, that specific day when I was drinking, I'm for real. So it's like I got it was becoming
Damn.
violent.
Damn. Yeah, you don't need to drink no more.
No, it wasn't me. I in that situation, I was defending myself. We didn't know we
Right.
didn't actually physically fight, but it
Right.
almost led to it.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just the fact that was being disrupted while had been drinking. Coincidentally, I just had been drinking. So when
right.
they was being disrupted, it didn't make me like, oh, whatever. No, it actually activated me to get violent back with them.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for taking time out your business schedule. We're gonna make sure that we have you back when Baldhead is here. So tell the people where they can find you and what you got coming up.
You can find me on all social media platforms at Kdavis Comedy. That's the letter KDavisComedy. And I also have things coming up. Well, I just did a film yesterday for like a docu-series. It was a TV pilot. I
Uh-huh.
filmed that, and then I have like an interview coming up with a celebrity, and that's in about another week. And as it get close to it, or after I do it, I'll reveal it. And then I have another TV project coming up at the end of the month. And then so I have a few things lined up as far as filming. And then the comedy part of it, comedy be sometimes go up and down as far as like the shows. I might not have no show today and have some tomorrow. But
Okay.
yeah, you can just find me. So in the meantime, until I actually have shows, I'll be posting content on my TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. So that's K Davis Comedy on all platforms. Well, it's Camilla Davis on Facebook, but if you go
Okay.
to K Davis Comedy, you still can find me on Facebook like that.
Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you. And like I said, we're gonna make sure that we have you back. I promise you that.
Hmm. Thank you so much. I enjoyed you. I'll see you next time.
All right. You too.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, bye. Well, y'all, that was a great show. I hope that y'all learned something from Kdavis. I hope that you learned something from me. I appreciate y'all for coming. We will be back next week, not yeah, next week with comedian Jesse Taylor from St. Louis. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that episode. I appreciate y'all again. Thank you so much for your support. If you did any messages, I couldn't pull them up because my screen looked it funny. But again, thank y'all so much for coming up and showing your support tonight. And we will see y'all next Sunday. Bye, y'all.